All right, the time has come. The time is here to react to my bold predictions for the EFL Championship season. The regular season has been played. The playoffs are on the way. So let's have a look at how right or how wrong, probably wrong, my predictions were for this season. Now, let me just say, before I get into this, my predictions, these bold predictions, are bold predictions. And that means that they are not particularly likely. I made them to be bold. I made them to be brave. They're not things that I thought, yeah, I'm not going to go for the favourites. I'm not going to go for the popular choice. I'm going to go for something else. I'm going to go for something bold. So at the end of the day, I didn't think these were particularly likely, but I thought they were possible and I gave them reasons for it. So let's see how accurate these were. So first, Burnley to not get promoted. They got promoted. 100 points. Incredible season. And my reasoning was basically I didn't rate Scott Parker that highly. I thought they had a terrible season in the Premier League last season. I also thought that my team, Sheffield United, were not going to get promoted either, which still may be the case, but of course we managed to finish in third. So, you know, I thought that Burnley were going to really struggle under Scott Parker. I thought it'd take a season to kind of stabilise, but, you know, fair play to them. People say that they've been boring this season, and yes, some of their games have definitely been boring to watch. I mean, the one against Leeds United at Turf Moor, that almost put me to sleep. But, you know, they have an incredible defence. They've scored more goals than my team did, Sheffield United, in third. They scored 69 goals. Nice. But their defence was absolutely incredible. 16 goals conceded over a 46-game season. No, they didn't concede more than one goal in any game in the campaign. They absolutely deserved to be promoted. They were excellent, and this was a prediction that was just plain flat out wrong. I said a couple games ago, I don't know if I said it publicly, but I said it to some of my friends, you know, you're going to need 100 points or so to actually get promoted, because Leeds, Burnley and Sheffield were so close to one another at that point. And yeah, Burnley and Leeds pulled away. We fell away. Burnley and Leeds beat us home and away. So we can't have any complaints at that. They deserve to go up. Well done to them. You know, best of luck in the Premier League next season. You're probably going to need it, given how like newly promoted sides do struggle in the Prem. But you know, that defence is really going to help you, I'm sure. Next one, Hull City to be relegated. I mean, they didn't, but they were close. They only stayed up on goal difference. They finished in 21st position. They ended up only staying up on goal difference against Luton Town. So, yeah, I was wrong. This is incorrect, but I was really close this. And there were times this season where Hull looked like they were going to down. They spent a good chunk of this season in the relegation zone. They had a bit of a surge towards the end of the campaign, and they ended up staying up by just a single, well, not even a single point, by goal difference. So, technically incorrect, but not far off the mark. This was far off the mark. Blackburn Rovers to be relegated. Now, I said before that, because I made my original bold predictions before the season started and before the transfer window shut. And it looked as though Sammy Szmodics was going to leave the club, but it wasn't confirmed at that point. And I said that they would get relegated if Szmodics left. Szmodics left. He went to Ipswich Town. Blackburn finished in 7th. They finished 2 points out of the playoffs, and I mean, again, they looked like they were falling away when was it John Eustace, their manager, who ended up leaving, going to Derby County, ended up saving Derby County as well. They looked like they were going to go down. But yeah, incredible stuff, really. They had a fantastic season. They've been knocking on the door for playoffs for a while. They had a bad season last season. I thought without Szmodics, they'd really struggled to score goals. He got like 30 goals to them or something last season, but fair play to him. They've done really, really well with Blackburn. They don't have the biggest budget, but they almost made it into the playoffs again. So fair play to them. Absolutely dead wrong with that. The only one I've got right is all the newly promoted sides to survive. I said that Derby County, Portsmouth and Oxford United were going to survive after getting promoted from League One. People were saying Oxford to stay up. You're an idiot. How can they stay up? They're a tiny club. They're never managing it. They finished 17th. There were times when they looked like they were going to go down, but they were very, very solid, particularly towards the end of the season. Portsmouth, they were in 16th with Pompey. Excellent season for them in the end. And Derby County, because John Eustace, like I mentioned, you know, he got all the way up to, so they got all the way up to 19th place by the end. So fair play. You know, it didn't look like it was looking too great. Portsmouth were, I think they were at the bottom of the league for a little while, actually. But ended up being Luton Town going down. Back-to-back relegations, plus Plymouth and Cardiff City getting relegated. So good prediction, as it were. And the final one, I said it was a bit of a joke one. I wasn't really too confident of it happening, but I went for Sheffield Wednesday to get relegated. Like I said, I'm a Sheffield United fan. You know, I got to go for something like that. I think they'll get relegated next season when Danny Roll leaves as their manager. I think it's the only thing that's keeping them up, to be honest. And I think most Wednesday fans, if you're being truthful, guys, you're being honest, that's the only positive about your club right now, because Lord knows it's not your chairman or your stadium. So yeah, they finished up 12th, pretty solid in the end. Danny Roll doing a fantastic job, but when he leaves in the summer, it's either going to be Southampton or Leicester, apparently he's going to go to. I think they'll be relegated next season. That'll be my next bold prediction. That was my first bold prediction on the board for 25-26. But yeah, overall, I got 1 out of 5 correct. I got 1 close with Hull City, but the other 3 absolutely miles off it, as it turned out. So pretty shocking, really. But yeah, let me have it in the comments, guys. I'm sure the Burnley fans, the Blackburn fans, the Wednesday fans, they're all gonna be coming after me. Probably even the Hull fans as well. Although, let's be honest, guys, come on, you've been knocking on the door of relegation for some time now. That wasn't that bold of a prediction, but there we go, guys. Yeah. Just say what you got to say in the comments, and I'll be back soon with some reaction to my League One and League Two and National League predictions. I'll be doing the same for the Premier League when that season finishes as well. And I've also given my predictions for who's going to get promoted by the playoffs in the EFL as well. I've got to get something right eventually, surely. Come on.